Welcome to Sports Savvy TV. I love it when a player goes from a bad situation into a good situation. When you look at Quentin Grimes, a lot of folks are not really familiar with him. They're not familiar with his game. I've been a fan of this guy all the way back to his days at Houston. He was nice at Houston. He came into the NBA. He was a part of the New York Knicks team. He was okay over there, but I always felt like he was out of place. He couldn't get comfortable across there. Now that he's been traded to the Dallas Mavericks, man, this guy looks like a totally different player. You know, let's go back to last year. The Dallas Mavericks made it all the way to the NBA Finals. But the problem with the Mavericks last year was the role players wasn't coming through like they need to. So what did the Mavericks do? They got rid of Derrick Jones and a couple more pieces, and they bring in Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes. Excellent pieces. It's all about the fit. This is a perfect fit for the Dallas Mavericks. You know, last year in the finals, Luka Doncic was banged up. You know, the last few years, towards the end of the year, his body been breaking down. And the Mavericks ain't really have a guy that could come in and give solid production when he's hurt or have to miss a couple games. They don't have to worry about that anymore. Because Quentin Grimes, now, the numbers may not jump off the page. On the season, he giving you like 10 points. But in the last few games, he didn't wait for 20 plus, you know. And when I look at him, man, this guy could easily get you 13 points a game, you know. But him being able to step up in that starting lineup and contribute is a blessing for the Dallas Mavericks. For his career, he's shooting 37% from three. This year, he's shooting 40%. And in his last game, I think he shot 45% from three. It don't get no better than that, folks. You know, when Kyrie Irving doing his thing in his bag and he draw that double team, he know one thing. Quentin Grimes going to be there to knock down them shots. He always been a good shooter, you know, and he's a pretty good defender too. That part of his game doesn't get enough credit. He's a very good player, underrated. Quentin Grimes ain't nothing but 24 years old. You know, when he was with the Knicks, like, he wasn't aggressive enough. It was like I mentioned earlier, it was like he was out of place. With the Mavericks, he done found a home. He played with the Pistons for like 6 games before he got hurt. He shot awful from cross there. He didn't want to be over there. Excellent move by the general manager for the Mavericks. I think Nico Harris, if I'm not mistaken, for trading this guy for Tim Hardaway Jr. That was an excellent move. You know, his confidence is just growing day by day. He's making winning plays. He's out there playing freely. He know his role, and he's locked in. You know, one of the better 3-and-D players in the NBA right now. You know, if he continue to play like this here, when Luka Doncic come back, I think he could be like a top 3 6-man of the year candidate, you know? I know Peyton Pritchard leading the way right now with like 15 or 16 points. But I'm telling you, Quentin Grimes can give you that same production. All he really got to do is stand in the corner and knock down threes. You know, when that's not open, put the ball down, because he do have the ability to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. You know, and just make winning plays. That's all the Mavericks need. To take some pressure off of Luka so he don't wear down. And when Kyrie don't have it, because we all know Kyrie up there in age, you know. When Kyrie don't have it, who gonna be that second guy on the side of Luka that gonna carry the weight, you know? Because we all know Lively, Gafford, them boys gonna handle their business in the paint. It's up to the perimeter players to knock down shots. Because when Luka Doncic is cooking, he draws a double team on almost every play. And if you knocking down them 3-point shots, you can't double Luka anymore. And that makes the Dallas Mavericks a serious threat to get back to the NBA Finals. You know, I think this gonna really be a blessing in disguise that Luka Doncic is hurt. That's gonna benefit the rest of the team. I see it now. A lot of guys are getting opportunities, and they're gonna continue to get opportunities. I would not rush Luka Doncic back. Let these young guys build chemistry with Kyrie and the rest of these guys, man. It's beautiful to watch right now. In my opinion, and just these 20-something games that Quentin Grimes done been in Dallas, he done made more of an impact than Tim Hardaway Jr. ever made. That's crazy because Tim Hardaway Jr. played a couple years in Dallas. He was never consistent. He couldn't put the ball down on the floor, and he was an awful defender. Quentin Grimes is the total opposite. You know? That's what this team was missing. When you look at his recent game against the Utah Jazz, he dropped 24 points. He was cooking, man. He had a 4-point play in that game. He's top 20 in three-pointers made this season. Like the way he can shoot that 3 ball is just beautiful, man. You know, he don't do too much moving. When he moves, he gets straight to the point and elevates and let off that beautiful jumper. It's just beautiful to watch. He's shooting that thing better than Klay Thompson. That's crazy. The Dallas Mavericks are really unleashing this guy's game. And that game against Utah, Quentin Grimes was playing point guard for a good part of that game. You know, Kyrie was playing off the ball at the 2. And the offense was being ran through Quentin Grimes. Dude is legit, man. You know, I don't like to really call him a 3-and-D player because he's so good at putting that ball down on the floor, you know. Dude's nice, man. Shouts out to the Dallas Mavericks from improving your team with a nice tweak. You know, it don't have to be a big trade to improve your team. The small moves are sometimes the best moves, man. And we are witnessing it. Quentin Grimes is having a breakout year. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this guy. All I can say to Quentin Grimes is keep doing your thing. Keep shooting that ball, young man. Probably going to be the X factor for the Dallas Mavericks this whole year. You know, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think of Quentin Grimes' game. You know, can he be that guy to really push the Dallas Mavericks back to the NBA Finals? Let me know. With that being said, this is Sports Savvy TV. I'm signing out.